The Secret of the Red Shoes. Stan was a very anxious young man. When he would walk, he sped along like the wind. He couldn't stand people who walked slowly. Whenever he saw an old person walking with a cane, he would become very angry. One day, Stan went out shopping. The street was so crowded with people that he couldn't walk quickly. He was getting very frustrated. Just then, there was an old lady in front of him walking with a cane. Step by step, she slowly moved forward. So Stan went and pushed her. The old lady hit the ground with a thump. The old lady said angrily, "Why did you push me?" Fuming with anger, Stan replied, "You're in my way." The old lady stood up, faltering slightly. She yelled, "You will be punished for this." After Stan finished shopping, he felt a bit tired. So he lied down on the grass to rest. Before long, he had fallen asleep. Just then, the old lady he had pushed down was passing by. She saw that Stan had fallen asleep, so she carefully removed his shoes and put a pair of red shoes on his feet instead. Stan woke up and saw that he was wearing a pair of new shoes that fit perfectly, so he was overjoyed. However, he had barely taken a few steps when he felt the shoes become extremely heavy. He had to put forth enormous effort just to take a single step. He tried to take the shoes off, yet they were stuck to his feet. He had no choice but to walk home in those heavy shoes. The shoes also became tighter and tighter. He saw a stick on the ground, so he quickly picked it up and used it as a cane. The people were very surprised to see him like this. How is it that Stan is now walking like an old man? Stan walked to a corner and ran into that old lady that he had knocked down. The old lady giggled and asked, "Young man, since when did you grow old?" Stan was speechless and could only lower his head in humiliation. With great difficulty, he finally returned home and told his aunt what had happened. She responded, "These red shoes must be magical. If you can learn your lesson, do not laugh at those who walk slowly. The shoes will loosen by themselves." For the next 7 days, Stan was constantly tortured by the shoes. He could barely walk. His neighbors and friends all came to comfort him. This made Stan feel more and more ashamed. So he reflected seriously about his mistake and was determined to be a kind-hearted person. He did not want to bully old and slow people. Instead, he wanted to actively help them. Stan told his aunt what he was thinking. He had barely finished speaking when the 2 red shoes on his feet disappeared. He jumped in surprise. From that time on, Stan was very willing to help others.